All right, doing the most underrated exercise on the planet, overhead press. I really suck at placing my mic, to be honest. One day it was chest, I was saying on the chest, the next day now it's shoulders, hitting on the shoulders. But we got 2x12 here at 65% on 225, and 2x6 at 165. I'm sorry, 145 here, 2x12, 165, 2x6, and 165 is based off 72.5% of that. So we're still trying to get a feel of the splice sets. Trying to figure out what's a good weight to do for like a higher route, you know, like, so like for 12 reps and stuff like that, like 10, 12. And then still doing like 6 reps, trying to find a good way to add to, especially on any kind of bench the other day. Yeah, that shit gassed me out. So like again, new phase, a new format of doing reps and sets and things there. Do more splice. So it's a little different versus like, you know, yeah, like 5 sets of 6 or 4 sets of 8, whatever that case is. You know, 6 sets of 3. A little bit different versus doing like, you know, high amount reps and then dropping by half but increasing the weight still. So still gauge on that. Oh, shit. And like I said, you know, I just really don't think this is our week, to be honest. Like, no matter how much I try to just get my head wrap around what I need to do, I'm just not there this week. But again, like, you know, that's part of the journey. That's part of the progress. The process is like, there's gonna be weeks here. Like, you might have like 2 or 3 consistent weeks where like you feeling good, and like this week, it's a whole different turn of event. So it's like, for me, the reason why I feel like I'm just throwing off is like a little bit stressed. Got a lot of things on my mind right now. A lot of things I'm thinking about. A lot of things like what I'm trying to do. So my head's like all over the place. As opposed to where I like have a good idea of what's going on. I can block it out, but I know better not to let these things affect me. But again, like, you know, weeks where you're winning, weeks where you don't. And honestly, I'll probably go up like 5 pounds to do 6 reps here. Oof. If I had spotter, I would have gotten it in the 6th. And like, yeah, it's this shit frustrating. This has discouraged me 100%. And like, as it I should in that moment, right? But it's like, you gotta understand, like, you're not gonna always have great days. You're not always gonna have great weeks. It's just all that matters. Like, you keep showing up, you keep putting in the effort, keep putting that work. Results will still come. And then, like, again, for me, especially like in this position, like, focus the weekend, just tap into my mind again, get my mind right, make sure everything's taken care of. Especially the reason why I'm stressed. Man, I told you guys early on too, is like still dealing with like mechanical issues in my car. So trying to still get that squared away. Like, I got the car back, it ran good for a little bit, but still overheating. So I'm still trying to figure out what the really issue is. Going from there. So how to take it back, see what's the issue, and things that go from there. But again, the reason why it has put stress on me as a kid, again, that's most of my car is my vehicle for my work, to be honest. Coming to the gym, train my clients, going to houses, train them too. So it's like, that's my main vehicle, my main source of work is utilizing the car. So it's like, once that goes to shit, then everything else doesn't go to shit, but it changes the trajectory of what you need to do. It might add a little more on your plate to figure out like what's going to be the best case options for you to utilize right now. Again, whether my case be Ubering, getting rent a car, hopefully getting the car fixed. And I say, whatever the case is, like, it changes the trajectory. Because again, you just have the unknown answers, but you just hope in in that process, you just keep going, keep figuring out each answer as the day goes on. Don't worry too much about it. Like, figure out what's the first thing you need to do that. Then you can worry about the rest falling down as the day goes on. And as you start to get more answers for yourself. Those are tough. Those are tough. All right, we're done here. Here's set for single arm lateral raises. Cable. Hi, single arm cable lateral raises 5x12 here. I did goof up on the overhead press. I was supposed to do 3 sets of 12. I did 2. And like I said, like, even though I wrote it down, I didn't double check myself with it. I was thinking about it, but again, like I said, the head's just not 100% there. It's a little foggy. Again, like a lot of things going through it, but again, that's a mistake that I made right there. So for you guys following along, like, don't do the same thing I did. Like I said, you just get better. That's all you really can do is just get better for the future wise. But then So you say you just try to block out. Like it's not really thinking about too much, but it's like I know my mind should not where it's supposed to be at in a sense. As you see opposed to like all the other videos, like I'm there. Again, like today, I'm just not mentally there in a sense. Again, it's just something I like. Don't let that over affect me and things like that. But sometimes too, it's just like it's life. Like at the end, like I'm gonna try and block out as much as I can, deal with the shit after I get done with here. But this is why it becomes so important to really work on your mind. Because again, you're gonna have oh shit, look. Sorry, no distraction, but you ever get a time where you get like on the dot a minute 30 or whatever exactly the seconds is? I think that's pretty cool. I always try to make that as a game for myself. Doing so. Oh yeah, I saw it. I saw But this is why it's so important to work on your mind, to work with your demons too. Because again, like you know, wow, those voices in your head, those demons, are going to do everything in your power to get you off track where you're trying to go, what you're trying to do. And so when you just gotta numb it to the point where you just tell those demons like, you know, I'm doing this shit. I'm gonna do it to the full intensity, 100%, much as you can to your own power. And you deal with that shit later down the road, you know, after the session, after you train, then you work on what you need to do afterwards, right? But again, those demons are gonna be your number one factor of holding you back from achieving what you want to do. Because again, they're gonna come with so many different excuses. So you also got things like, why is it not like so much of the angels process, right? Telling you like keep going, especially when you're by yourself, right? Especially when moments comes in like where again, like again, your mind like your head might not be in the right spot today, or like your bias is not feeling it, or whatever the case is. It's like you also got things like how come those angels don't come out to support you, to help you when, you know, things are not going as planned as you want to, or you know, you just don't have the extra urge to come in with to do what you need to do, right? There we go. Shit gets stuck sometimes. Yeah, I don't know if this is making sense to you guys in the way what I'm talking about, but I mean, like, it's again, this is what goes through my head. This is what goes through my thought process. And my, you know, and when I go through my life of like handling things, think about things, going about things, all those things like that, right? And it's like, again, too, it's like, that's where discipline comes in. And that's why discipline is such more and more of a, I would say, like, this is where discipline becomes more powerful than motivation. Reason is because, again, like, motivation, if you think about it, like, if you think motivation is like campfire, like, motivation comes in waves, right? It's like, yeah, it starts out hot, high too, when you put the logs first in, when you get the fire going. But over the course of time, it starts to die out, right? So the only way that you get that fire to rise up again and flame longer is to put more wood in, right? And so we're doing that. We're using some type of dopamine, whether that's fine inspiration, motivation, oppose, some video you saw, entertainment. What the case is, music, to get that fire flame coming in, it's only going to carry you so far. And again, it's going to be high frequency waves up and down, as opposed to discipline. Those frequency waves are small bumps over time. And that's what's going to carry you to success. And that's what's going to carry you to being successful in your journey. And talking about those waves is why it's very important to keep discipline going and create that foundation for it. Because again, it's like, we're taking my example, right? You gotta also think about like how, like, again, like, yeah, my mindset is just not where it's supposed to be yet. Again, if it's say in this week, right? But at the end, like, this is my non-negotiables, right? Making I'm so staying on track with my nutrition, making sure I'm coming in my workouts, hitting as hard as I can, making sure I'm showing up for myself, and just being consistent, right? And that's what's really gonna come down to when you be disciplined. It's like, despite what's going on in the outside world, it goes back to having setbacks in adversity too. It's like, you gotta keep fighting, you gotta keep going, you gotta keep showing up. Because again, life is gonna throw at you so many different ways, so many different punches, and you're gonna have to really respond back to punching it back even twice as hard as it's coming at you. So that's why it's very important to come disciplined to the point where, like, no matter what life throws at you, you're gonna throw it back harder than what's thrown at you. And that's why it's very important to have discipline, because life is not easy. Life is not easy. I can tell you that for sure. But if you just keep showing up for yourself, keep looking at the end result of what you're chasing, you keep looking at that realm versus what's going on in the outside world, that should get taken care of. But you keep chasing that result, that will make a difference for you over the long term. Alright, that's it for cable wire raises. Move on to dumbbell overhead press. Yeah. Look, she goes. That's the first. Exactly how I let that go. We got 3 sets of 10 here. Again, so I've done these for like 6 reps at like 90s and 100s. We got 3 out of 10 here. But again, that was done. Last phase is the second block. This is the third block of the exercise. Then coming after doing 60 reps total. And after ladder raises, right? So it's a little bit different. You have to gauge a little bit differently. Because again, third block of the exercise coming off of ladder raise too. So my side delts a pump already. So I know coming down full stretch or pushing. Sorry, pretty exhaust right there. So again, like following the program, or if you plan yourself where like you have dumbbell overhead press, like layer down the exercise chain. Just understand you're not going to do the same amount of weight as you did the last phase, weeks, however you implement your journey. It's like the weight's always going to be different based on the order of the exercise and how fatigued you are going into, right? Again, my shoulders are a little fatigue coming in from overhead press and ladder raises, as opposed to last phase, I did overhead press right into dumbbell overhead press again, right? So that's what you have to think about, and this way you have to kind of play around with. Again, it's all based off plug and playing of the numbers. Is why it's good to keep track of the numbers too. And these that kind of gives you a good base on what you need to do. Yeah, but plus I'm trying a little bit something different too. Go a little bit more deeper. So staying like right here, you drop it a little bit lower, press out, get a deeper stretch. See how that feels. So this week a little bit different too with the overhead press. We're going a little bit deeper than what we've done before. That's what she said, So, but going back to what I was saying about discipline, is like this is why it's so very important to have a simple plan and stress-free, right? Despite what's happening in the outside world, that's why it's so important to have stress-free and simple, because you don't have to think twice about it, right? You don't have to think twice about what you're eating, how much you eat, or what you need to eat. You don't have to think twice about, your workout programs, because if you already got a program in place, you already know to come in here, do the best of your ability, get the most out of it, etc. And then at the same time, you don't have to worry about that too. It's stress-free because you don't have to worry about those 2 things, think what you need to do for your own health, because you already got a plan in place. You already got that momentum going. So anything on the outside world that you need to take care of, you put more energy and focus on those things as opposed to your own health. Because again, you don't have to think twice about it. You already got that shit on autopilot on the other spectrum. So when anything does come across, it's like, cool. You just got to figure out how to bring your meals or how to stay on track, whatever you got to do. But again, it doesn't have to be much of an effort to get off track or, think twice what you need to do. You already got a plan in place. And then you have to put more energy and focus on like what you need to do to take care of. Again, to get your mind right, get the situations taken care of, or whatever the case is, get yourself back on track and things like that. Yeah, those were good sets. Had deeper range of motion. Was a difference for sure. Go right these away. We'll get ready for. I think I got lat raises. We'll see. All right, it is lat raises. 5 by 12 here. Man, my shoulders freaking cooked right now. Oh my god. All around between the overhead press and lat raises. I'm cooked right now. Whew. I can feel the pump going through the shoulders. Like you can't see it really when the back of your hoodie, but you'll start to see the striations through the hoodie. You see the roundness coming along. But even you see the guys like gym goers, they're very influencers. Remember, you enjoy watching, you've been following along. It's like they're always gonna have, you know, days where they just don't feel like working out, days that's not gonna be 100%, days where the mind's not right. A lot of things like that. Like even like you see people who are in great shape, where we've been in this game for a while, they still had days when it comes like this. They still had days where that demon, that inner bitch, he's gonna try to keep fucking fighting with that person, tell him not to go, tell him not to be better, tell him all these things, not to hit the gym and things like that and stay on track, right? So you have to, take even like for people, again, like for me being 4 years, like I still had moments like this. Again, like over time, like, yeah, I built the discipline up to it. It was like no matter what comes across me, I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna find a will to keep working on myself despite the outside situation go on. Man, I can tell you that though. I can't wait for the pump check after 4 weeks. It sucks for you guys because you guys gonna have to wait one more week extra to see the pump. But man, I'm already feeling it. I already see it. I can't wait for the pump check 4 weeks from now. On top of that, I might have to increase my calories. Right now, again, I'm eating about 3760, and I'm still weighing at 235.2. I woke up this morning, back-to-back days, I woke up at 235.2. So, body, when things are working, after you have successful cutting, and you jump your calories back to your maintenance again, I only dropped my calories by 600 total. Really. So, like, I was able for myself to jump right back to it. And on top of that, this is like, again, almost in week 3 being maintenance level, and I'm still chilling at 235. And so that's when you know the plan is working. That's when you know the process is working. When you're eating the same amount of calories you were before, again, I was eating about 3,800 and 245. Now I'm eating almost about the same, 10 pounds less, building more muscle, looking better and things like that. So the plan, I might increase my calories to maybe about 4,000 pretty soon. Again, I gotta get through the challenge, the food challenge this next week. Gonna get through the holidays, but I might jump up to 4,000 if all the cards will play right. Again, I don't know what's going to happen, but if I stick to the process, stick to the plan, the results will vary and the results will show if everything goes as according to plan. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear it. My shoulder's been popping. I've been looking weird on it. So I kind of want to go up to 30s, but with the popping, it's kind of interfering with the engagement. So I'm going to stay right there. Like, I'm feeling right now. My shoulders are blowing up right now as we speak. But, I mean, yeah, like, I'm very excited how that process and journey is going. And to be honest, too, I haven't stepped a single foot on the treadmill. I really haven't. I've not touched one foot on treadmill, Stairmaster, let go, you name it. All I've been really doing is just getting 10,000 steps. Now, again, I'm going to get close to it. The least I'll probably do is 9,000. But I try again, make a minimal effort to hit 10,000 steps. So, I mean, again, it's like you can do the same thing on a treadmill. It might speed up the time. You might get more steps in the duration. You know, instead of 30 minutes, like walking outside yourself, you might get 3,000 steps, right? But you're on a treadmill, you walk that pace, hands off the rails at 3.5, you might get about 500 more steps within that same duration, but you walk a little bit faster. So again, if you need to, again, based on your lifestyle, based on your, occupation and things like that, you can't really get your steps by doing so. Yeah, that's why I said treadmills are going to be your next best friend and doing so, getting your steps. But again, if you have the opportunity, you have the choice based on weather conditions too, to get your walks in, get your steps in, by all means do so. And like, there's nothing wrong with doing cardio, but find ways to do cardio that's more fun and enjoyable. Again, for me, like sometimes I'll do pick up soccer matches. I'll do pick up volleyballs. I'll do like something in between, like where I'll find things I'm doing something active, or it doesn't have to be that. Something you do event wise, right? Walking around your town, your city, going to a place you can get your walks in, or go as small as going to a grocery store, freaking parking further away from the store to get you extra steps. Taking the stairs versus escalators, elevator, anything to get you additional steps in. You start doing those things, you start knowing the difference where you don't have to think twice about doing cardio. Because again, going back to what I said earlier, everything's gonna be on autopilot. Again, like I have a nice little routine in the morning. I'll wake up, I'll make breakfast, eat breakfast, then I do my 20-minute walk. I'll come back, I'll read, post content, I'll do work, I'll lift, come back, I'll eat again. And I just do it on repeat. As the day goes on, I'll get the additional steps from working out, from training my clients, all those things like that. Then I might do another 2 or 3 more times, 20-minute walks to get that, because I know in between I can get more steps, train clients, walk around, do what I need to do. And if I just do like 2, 3 20-minute walks, I get about like 2,200 steps. Right there, 6,600, I can get this whole 4,000 just do a day. Well, I had to think about it. Oh, that's it for lat raises. Yes, for front raises. 3 by 12 here. Just gonna splice it to the point where we'll go right into it. Go wide. But also too, like as you can see, you saw my shoulder workouts, like nothing really has much change. I've been still doing CEO hip press. I think my change is like the variation of a lateral raise. We've been doing a lot of circle raises. We'll switch that for a single arm cable raise. We still have lateral raises in. Again, last time was seated. Now this time, different. We're standing. And again, it's layered down the exercise. And we're still doing front raises now, right? So, again, you see, like, I'm still doing the same repetition exercises. Again, the variation might get split up differently, but I'm still doing the same moves. Again, order be different too, but like nothing's different as opposed to the last phase, the phase before that. I still have a overhead press, a barbell movement in. I still have dumbbell overhead press in. I'm still doing type of side down variation. Again, whether that's lateral raise, single arm, seated, standing, any of those varieties. And then maybe sometimes I might switch up where I'll do traps maybe one phase. Now I'll go to front raises for one phase. So you can really see like it's not much more complex to it programming the workouts. Oh, I can't put my arms behind. We got one more set here. Yeah, despite the fact that we didn't start off so hot and we didn't have the mind right, again, like I still feel my shoulders fucking blowing up. And I still feel like I had a great pump afterwards. So it's like if I can still get a good pump and I feel like the work was put in, and it's like it's still a good day. Despite the fact that it wasn't the numbers that we're trying to shoot for, that's all right. Again, you're gonna have weeks, you're gonna have days where that's gonna be the case. It's gonna bounce back next week, right? And I'm hoping all the mechanical and car issues are taken care of heading into next week. So we can get back on track and things like that. Last one. All right, that's it for shoulders. As you can see, nothing changed different. As you can see, you got days where days not might be as 100% as you like to. You're not gonna have good days. Sometimes gonna be bad days happening. But we still got a great pump. We still got a good workout. Still make it happen. That's all it is. Again, discipline over motivation. So, all right, that was the entire shoulder workout. Tomorrow we got legs in the morning. I'll catch you then.